Hello! Oh, we're prepping to go away. I can't wait. Bloody birds pooed on Gladys. Probably give her a wash again before we go away. We were just sorting her out. I bought another cassette, toilet cassette. So that's gonna go. That's in the boot because we're gonna go away. We're gonna be doing a lot of off-gridding, but we've come away to just pack some extra bits in her. Do a bit of cleaning, and I want to show you something, a little set of tips for keeping your motorhome safe. Now I've noticed online on a few motorhome groups that a few of them have gone missing, which is absolutely devastating. If you've got one of these, you know it's your second home. I mean, I've got another set of what I've got in my house in here, you know, all my clothes and everything else is in here. So not only do they nick, what was a sparrow, it was a pigeon, not only do they steal your van, which is what you've saved up for or got on finance or bought cash or whatever, not only do they nick that, they steal your whole life. It's absolutely disgusting. So you need to protect your asset. Gladys is pretty well protected, and what I'm going to do is go through a few bits and pieces to show you how you can add a bit of extra security to your van. How about that? Also, I've got a new product that I was sent by Reolink, and this is coming out on the 10th, this video, because I've been sworn to secrecy. Couldn't release any information about this camera until the 10th, but it's the business. You're gonna like it. So let me show you a few bits and see how I protect Gladys. And I'm going to start at the front of the van. Right, so firstly, she's fitted with a Clifford alarm, Cat A Clifford alarm, also an immobiliser and 2 trackers. There's one factory fitted, but you have to be careful with the factory fitted trackers because they're all fitted in the same place. And if someone's going to nick your van, they're going to nick it. Whether you've got trackers on it or whatever. And I'm going to tell you a story in a minute. I'm going to tell you a story. Who was that? Who was that? That means I'm old. So this has got 2 trackers in. It's got a retro-fitted tracker, and that connects to the van and tells me if the van moves and it's not switched on, if the battery's disconnected. What else does it tell you? It tells you exact location, tells you if the tracker's being tampered with, loads of different things it tells you. It's really good. And that is from Global Telemetrics. Now I had one of those in my old van, so I had another one fitted in this van because it was so good. I got the upgraded version and a lifetime subscription to the tracker. And because I had one before, they give me a bit of a discount on the second one. I think it was 300 odd quid. But that's fitted in there somewhere, and even I don't know where it is. So again, if it gets lifted, if it gets pulled or anything, this tracker will go off, send an alert to my phone. They phone me up, and then the police get all the tracking details, and it gets tracked. So that's the first thing. Good alarm, immobiliser, and again, I've got 2 trackers in this. So anyway, my parents have had 2 vans nicked. The first one was outside their house. Steering wheel lock, it had all the stuff on it, all the stuff to prevent it being stolen. And Mum and Dad come out one morning, gone, which was a mystery. Now they bought another one with the insurance. About 2 years later, my son was staying around my parents' house, and he shouted out to me, Dad, Granddad, I think someone's by your van. Now, he's looked out the window, bearing in mind it was like really late at night. He's looked out the window, and now he had a clutch claw on it. It was immobilised. It had an alarm on it. He had a steering wheel lock on it. everything that you could possibly put on the van to stop it getting nicked. And this is how they nicked it. They had, the vehicles that come along and put a ramp down to pull your car along, like an AA one with the 2 little ramps at the front that go under your front wheels, lock it into place, and then they drag it away. They had one of those. They reversed it into the front of the van, bang, 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 really hard, and bashed those ramps underneath his front wheels and lifted the front of the van up and dragged it away. My dad went running out there. There was 2 people in the pickup truck and 2 people in another car that they dropped the people off in a pickup truck. And my dad's gone running out there. The 2 blokes in the car jumped out, so my dad sort of stopped. They've gone into the boot, lifted the boot up, so my dad's obviously, he's out there on his own in the middle of the flipping night in his pyjamas, and he's got my kids in the house and my mum, and they've jumped back in the car and driven off. Now the reason they've opened the boot is because the number plate was on the boot of the vehicle when they popped it up so you couldn't see the number plate, and they've buggered off. They phoned the police, and literally within 2-3 minutes there was a police car in the area that zoomed past my mum and dad's house. Literally 2-3 minutes. They never found that van. Never found it. So where the flipping hell did that go? Anyway, it can happen just like that. So if you've got all sorts of security stuff over the front of your vehicle, locking your clutch, your steering wheel, yada yada yada, they can still lift it up and drive it away. Hence the reason I've got these trackers fitted, which alert you when that vehicle moves and the engine's not switched on. Okay, I store mine at Cranham Leisure in Upminster in Essex. There's 3 padlock gates and 1 with a key fob to get in. There are cameras everywhere here, everywhere. What this will do is also reduces your insurance. So if you've got it parked on your drive, your insurance is going to be higher if you park it on your drive to if you park in a secure location like this. Anyway, so here's something else you can do to secure the front of your van. Now, this is one thing I've got. Now, before, I used to, Duo Safe by Fiamma. Before, these van handles had a hole in it, both sides. So I used to put a lockable strap through those handles across the cab and then lock it shut. However, Fiat have stopped that. You can't now put something through here. There's nowhere to put it through. So I bought one of these. And what this does is goes down in your windowsill, both sides. You adjust it and lock it off so you can't open the front doors. So this is basically one point of entry which they're going to get in if they want to get in. Okay, so this goes down the windowsills. I'll show you how that fits. Right, so that's where that goes. Goes down the windowsill, both sides, and this locks shut. Now, when you first get these, this is not connected to the bar. So you lock it in place, open the vehicle, and that all slides off this pole. So I have no more nails than glued that on so it's not coming off. Okay, so that's a deterrent. Again, if they want to get in your van, they'll get in your van. But that is a deterrent. So then that just locks shut. So if we ever leave the van, I'll leave that in there. It's got red warning symbols either end. And hopefully, when they see it, they'll move on. Because it's a matter of deterring them for long enough that they get spooked and do a runner. Okay, so all these things are there to increase the amount of time it takes them to get into or steal your vehicle, which is time that they don't want to waste. They want to get in, nick it and go. Okay, so that one is the first one at the front. I'll put all the links to all the stuff that I use in the information underneath this video, so don't worry, I'll put links in, so if you want one of these items you can get it. So here's another thing you can get. and it's from Telescopic. And basically what it does is it plugs into your seatbelt, goes round your steering wheel and locks in place. Okay, covers you where you pop your seatbelt out from, so you can't get it out. Again, if you've got a great big hammer or a hacksaw, you can get it off, but it's still wire armoured, plastic covered, and it has this red sleeve on it. Now you need to make everything that you've got security wise in your van high visibility, red or yellow, orange, anything that they can see, because they'll look in your van, see that and think, let's move on to another one. Okay, you're just deterring them all the time, and this prevents the steering wheel from being turned. So that's a good little item. I've also got a clutch claw that's in the back, which I won't get out because most of you know what it is, and that covers all of your foot pedals. Got a key lock, and that locks that into place. But again, as I said before, if they bang one of them vehicles underneath the front of your van and lift it, all this in the front, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference. So you need a tracker on it that actually alerts you as soon as that vehicle moves if it's not switched on. When I take my van here to have some work done on it, I know exactly when they're doing the work on it and when they've switched it on, because my tracker alerts me that that vehicle's gone on. Okay, so that's the other thing. Telescopic. You can get these off of Amazon. Pretty good. Now, staying with the vehicle at the front, I've got a dash cam there, and if anyone bumps into the front of this vehicle, that goes off. It's got a motion sensor on it. It goes off and records out the front of the vehicle. Alright, so if someone jumps on the front of your van, that will go off. So the other thing also in the front of your van is, if you get someone, a nefarious person, trying to get into your van and you're in it, a couple of little tips for you. So one thing I suggest is one of these. Okay, that's loud, isn't it? One of those. Keep that by your bed. If someone's creeping around outside your van, get out and give them a flipping good blast at that, or blast it from the inside of your van. Okay, you don't want to be confronting anyone because you don't know what they've got with them. So that's a good little tip. Keep that either in the front or in the back. A big long blast of that, everyone's head will turn for starters, and also it'll shock that person that's coming for you. Another couple of things are these. Now these are all legal. These are all legal. Now this, two things, are criminal identifier sprays. Okay, now you can get these off of Amazon. And basically, let's show you this one. This is TIW, it's temporary identification witness. Okay, and it's a farb gel spray. Basically, what both of these do is dye a person's face and body and clothing purple, and it don't come out. Okay, so you can have this in your hand. If someone attacks you, you can get out with this and you aim it in their face and you give them a proper good hose down with this. Firstly, that will shock them. Secondly, it'll turn them into a smurf. So that's always a good thing to carry in the front of your van. I keep one of these in my door pad, both sides, and I've got one down by my bed as well. Again, these are perfectly legal to have. It's not CS gas, which I think you can get in France still. It's just a propellant in there with a purple gel dye, and it gets on your skin and it ain't coming off. That will shock the person, and also if they're running up the road or trying to get away, the police have only got to look for a bright purple person, haven't they? So that's the other couple of things I keep in the front of the van. Also, this thing that you put around your steering wheel, I'll keep that behind my front seat, so I don't really need to explain what you can use that for. So let's go slightly further down the van and show you something else. Right, so we're in Gladys now. Sammy's pottering around. Other points of entry. So, another point of entry there. Another point of entry there. We've covered the front doors and the front of the vehicle. Another point of entry there and another point of entry there. Also, you get your skylights. Okay, but these things, I'm going to show you now, can help you out with that. Now, these are these. Now, these are 3D printed window lock locks. I had to think what to call it then. Window lock locks. Okay, and this is how they work. So, you've got your windows. Now, these are available on Amazon, on eBay. They go over your window locks, clip on, like so. Okay. Go over your window locks. Now, they sell black and these high vis orange, and I suggest you get high vis orange, because if someone approaches your van and sees those on there, they'll know that these window locks are in place. So you can't get a screwdriver underneath it and try to force the windows open. This prevents this from coming up. The more you push it, the more it locks in place down there. So they are excellent, really good bits of kit, and I've got them on all my internal windows. You can also use them on your skylights if you've got skylights like this, and they also do the ones for the bars. Okay, if you lift the bars up, because I know of someone who had their van broken into at the back while I was out of it at a shopping mall in France, and people got in through their skylight in their bathroom and hid above their bunk beds above their cab, and it wasn't until they heard them moving they realised, pulled over, and then it all kicked off. The other side is this side. Now, this is a sliding window. Okay, now what I've done here is made my own. So to prevent that window opening, I've got a piece of plastic from B&Q with a bit of Velcro on the end. Now this goes in there. Can't do this one-handed. Let's do it like this. There. And then into place there, wedges in. Right, so if you get anything inside there and then try to slide that window open, that window is not coming open. Again, this is white so you can see it, but I made that myself. I made that up myself. That's a JP invention, that is. I did used to be an engineer, so I like to think outside the box. So that prevents that window from sliding open. That costs you pence and may stop your van getting stolen. And then all that does is slide out, comes off that bit of Velcro, and you can store it down there. And then that stops that happening. Clever boy, and I, eh? So before I move on to the last couple of items I've got, my back box. So I bought one of these back boxes, but as you probably know if you've got one, the locks on here are not very good. You can whack something up in it with it and pop it open. It's just one of those locks that it's got like a bar in the back, and then when you turn the key it goes like that. I mean, it's locked, but I don't trust it. So what I've got is one of these, a dorsal strap. Now this goes through that mechanism there, traps it in, you can tighten it up, and then this locks over the top. Inside here is all steel wire armour. Yeah, so that's all steel wire armour in there, so that gives it an extra bit of protection. So you can pop that lock up, but then you've got to get through this. And again, time is of the essence when you're looking at security. What you need to do is put people off from nicking your van. And that sounds harsh, but they'll look at yours, look at these high-vis things here and go, right, that's a problem. We're not going to get in there that quickly. Let's move on to another one. Not ideal, but hopefully it'll put enough time between them and you getting back to your van, or the other people getting back to their vans, and stop them in the act. Because these people are absolute flipping scumbags that nick vehicles. Flipping scumbags. Anyway, I'll show you the next bits because these are cool. Right, security cameras. Now I've got 2 security cameras I've fitted to this van, one inside, one outside. And they are by Reolink. Actually, I've got 2 inside. I've got another one turning up today that I bought. And that's a baby monitor, pet monitor camera. It's a twist and swivel one. But I'm going to put down the pet down the end here because Raven likes getting on his bed. We put a bed and a blanket on top of our bed and he likes looking out the window. So we've got one for going down there. The other one is here. Now I've turned it off, the activation off, so I can show you because it keeps going off. Okay, but there's one there which I'm going to lock down. I've just put it there at the moment because I've been playing around with them. That one. I'll put all the information up to these cameras as I'm talking about it. Now that camera is the Argus 3 Ultra Wi-Fi camera. So that connects to my Wi-Fi in my van and then via an app to my phone. They are so easy to put together and connect up. Really easy. They've got barcodes on them, like them little QR codes, and you just scan the QR code and it talks you through the whole operation. Really, really easy to set up. And the other one I've got is that one. So this one is the Argus 4 Pro. Okay, that one. As I say, it's made by Reolink. It's 4K Ultra HD camera, and it's got a 180 degree blind spot free view. So that camera sees from there to Sammy. Good face. She didn't know I was going to do that. And it shows you out to about here. So anyone approaching from this side of the van is going to get picked up from that. Now you can also program these to have a siren, and also it's got a really, really bright spotlight on it. So when someone gets close, the PIR sensor picks you up, spotlights come on and illuminates the whole side of the van, and a really loud, annoying siren goes off. So what I'm going to do now, I will activate this camera and show you how loud it is. Right, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see on there, let's turn this round. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so you can see it's picking me up all the way over here, so it takes you from one end of the van to the other. Absolutely flipping brilliant. Let me turn that sound off. There we go. Right, so I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I'm going to activate that siren on there, so you can talk through that. So if someone walks up onto your van, you can warn them away. You can also record and set a siren off. Also, you can switch the lights on. So it doesn't look too bright now because it's the middle of the day, but during the night time they're like a floodlight. Really high powered LEDs. I'm going to walk up to my van now. The one inside is really good. It's the Cockney version, so I'm going to show you that now, but I'll walk in so you can hear the outside one go off, and it will show you, yeah, Cockney version I said, and I'll show you how close you get to it before the PIR sensor gets on. Right, so I haven't even got to my van yet. Okay, that PIR sensor's set that alarm off. And that black thing next to it is a light. It's a solar powered light. You can get them off of Amazon. They're really cheap. And then when someone walks up to the side of your van, they go off. Really, really bright. So that's always worth putting on the side of your van as a deterrent. Now, my friends Mark and Lisa, the Northerners on Tour, they've got those on their van all the way round, one on the back. It's a really good idea. It just illuminates the whole van, so if someone's trying to get into your van, they're not doing it in the dark. Right, let's set this off again and I'll show you the Cockney version. You ready?
Toy, get out of my van, the police have been called. Toy, get out of my van, the police have been called. Toy, get out of my van, the police have been called.
It's good, isn't it? Cockney version. Now what you can do is with these, flip here now, it's annoying me now. Now what you can do with these, you can program them to say something, record your voice, and then when the alarm goes off, rather than having a siren, which is going off now, rather than having a siren, it plays what you've recorded. How great's that? Now I had to tone down that one a little bit, because it did say something else. But brilliant. That camera on the outside again is a brand new camera. It's out today. It's brilliant. I put all the information below, as you've seen. It's got so much stuff on it. You can program it. You can, I mean, it goes off. I've been watching the van last night from bed, parked up here. It's absolutely brilliant. So if someone mucks around with your van or tries to get in, they're going to get in. They're probably getting through the habitation side. Okay. And that covers both all the way around your van. So as I said, it's a deterrent. You have to deter these flipping scumbags from getting in your van. And look, they're really high vis. Now I've got a couple of other things in here that I won't go into to keep this van secure, because obviously I'm driving around in it. I don't want to let all my secrets out. But there are loads and loads of things. If you put motorhome security into eBay, loads of stuff comes up, and they're not very expensive. I think that thing across the cab that I put across the cab, that was fairly expensive. It's no 50, 60 quid. But these things are about £2 to £3 each. And it just makes the security in your van, oh, someone's broken in, into your van much better. Now the other thing you can do is this. Warning stickers. Now I've got these all around my van. Okay. I've got these on the back. Okay. One there. And a sticker there. Make everything visual. So put stickers everywhere, and they don't look pretty, but I'd rather have them stickers on the side of my van than some tow rag trying to nick it. So yeah, security. It's everyone's worst nightmare, looking out and their van's gone. So you just have to make it as difficult as possible for thieves to get anywhere near or steal your property. And I thought I'd give you some ideas. Again, on the way round, I've got all these fitted as well. These are another good security item. Fiamma Door locks. So they're like a D-lock. They twist down over your cupboard doors, so stops people popping your cupboard doors open. I've got one on my gas, one on there, and the one round the corner. And these as well. This goes across your habitation door and locks, and it also acts, just let me open it again, also acts as a handle for you to get in and out your van. But that locks in front of your van door, locks in place, and prevents people from popping your door open. These are not that expensive. If you take it to your motorhome dealer, they'll just, I mean, Cranham did a really good job here. I wanted one fitted on there and it's a bit unconventional. So the lads cut out my body moulding and fitted one to my gas locker. Because gas ain't flipping cheap anymore, is it? Fitted one there, one to my underbed. There. And one to my outside locker here. I haven't got one fitted across my toilet door if someone wants to nick my poo. they're welcome to it. But that's got 2 locks on that anyway that you keep locked. Always lock that. And always lock your water as well on the outside of your van. You'll have some way you can lock your water where you put your water into your van. Always lock that, because you don't know what people are going to pour into it, or pour into it, if you get what I'm saying. Raven. So yeah, that's it. You can get wheel locks to go on. I see people pulling up on campsites, getting out and putting wheel locks on their vans, then getting out their van in the morning, taking the wheel locks off and driving away. I mean, yeah, all great, but I can't see the point of putting it on overnight when you're parked on a campsite. But they're also good. You're not moving the van anywhere, but I'd suggest you not put it on the front of the van, put it on the rear. Lock those wheel locks, and they fit in. It's like a motorbike wheel lock. They fit into your spokes and lock that in place via your brake caliper and stop your rear wheels turning. So if you've got that on the back and they do lift the front of your van up, all they're going to do is drag your van along the road and not get very far. And as I said, they'll see that, turn around and disappear, go somewhere else. But yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, we're going to be off soon. I hope you've liked this video. I wanted to do it because, as I said, I've seen a lot of vans go missing lately. Well, I'll say a lot, 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. But that's still a lot. Years ago, they used to be nicked a lot more, but now and then they've got trackers and loads of security for them. They're not so nickable anymore. You've just got to make it really difficult. We're going away soon. Happy days. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll put all the information for that camera at the top. That is flipping brilliant. As I say, it comes out today. You can get a subscription for them as well, which is cheap as chips. It's cheaper than Blink cameras. I think these are better than Blink cameras. Oh, I'll tell you the other thing they sent me. These little solar panels you can use for them. So you can either stick a solar panel next to it, which I've got in here, with a little bracket. It comes with those, so you can stick that on the outside as well, but it's a bit long. That stick that on the outside and run that into solar. It comes with a long lead, but what I might do is use a smaller bracket and just fit that alongside it somewhere. So they're totally self-sufficient, these things. The battery life in them is fantastic. So when you're driving around, just unplug it. It's a USB-C in there. You can plug that into, charge your camera up, and it lasts for ages. Ages and ages and ages. I'll put it here. How long? I can't remember. My brain's gone overload. We're doing so much. Is that it? Is that all I wanted to say? Yeah, so once again, thanks for watching. I hope I haven't bored you too much, but I thought it was a very, very important thing to cover. It's a subject that's not often broached, but I want you to cover it. Protect your asset, make it difficult, because they want to be in it and get it away as soon as possible. You cover all your bases so they can't get in it and get it away as soon as possible. They'll move on and make it visual. Make it so they can see it. Anyway, I've rabbited on too long, and I'll see you again next time. You take care, you stay safe, and don't forget, don't let them cow sons nick your van. Make it as difficult as possible. I'll catch you again soon. All the best. Bye.